Greetings, brothers and sisters, men and women around the world. Welcome to another episode of PLM News Network. I'm your brother Fiji, and I got the brother Blaylen with me, and we giving an awareness session. We getting back to the basics, and we getting back to the teaching methods, man, on growth and development. This is what we're about tonight, and so that's what we on. So, how you doing, brother Blaylen?
I am good, dear brother. How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm peaceful, man. I'm peaceful, man, and enjoying this last day off from work, man. Before I go back, man, to try to get some work done, man, for the brothers and sisters, man. Try to get them some form of enlightenment.
Understood.
So,
My first work day is tomorrow as well.
so we both going back in. We going between vine to vine, huh?
Gotta get a few bananas for the family, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're gonna bring the people tonight, man, an awareness session. This is an
Mm-hmm.
awareness as we back to the basics, man, getting down with the awareness sessions, man, keeping us aware of what's going on. And one of the things, man, that we have been talking about, man, dealing with the awareness session is dealing with the awareness session piece. And I think that we ought to really look into that, man, to really see about uh what the awareness sessions was about.
Mm-hmm.
So let's take to begin with, man. I want to start out, man, by thanking all the subscribers, man, all the networkers, man, all the brothers and sisters, man, who are across the United States, man, who are doing positive and productive things in their communities and their homes. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man, and always being there, man, for to support us. Also, I want to thank, man, the brother Bunky. Bunky Brandon, man. I got to get Bunky out a shout out, man. Bunky Brandon, man, is the CEO, man, of Visualize Films, man, and he do a lot of good work, man, in the community, man, filming and getting out good content. And the brother Dirty Calleon, he has a he has his own streaming app called Watch MVN, Millennium Vision Network, and coming up May the 5th, the documentary of Mr. Johnny Crusher Jackson will be airing, man, on MVN. So it's a free streaming app. So go download the streaming app, man. Everybody go download, man. Watch MVN, Millennium Vision Network. It's a free streaming app, man, and it has all the latest and updated movies and everything in there, man.
I
So
share the app on my page so everybody can find it.
yes, sir. Okay. So on your Facebook page,
Yes, sir.
okay, your Facebook page is what? Blaylen Snooty?
Bladen Snyder. That's it.
Okay, so
I'm
let's
gonna
get
tag
down
as
this.
many folks as I can in it. So if you're
Okay.
friends with me on Facebook, just know I'll be tagging you or you'll be able to see it on my page.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So to begin with, man, we're gonna begin with this first piece, man. It's the awareness session piece, man, and it deals with the movement. It says it is a fact without contradiction that the success of any movement depends largely upon the participation of the mass of peoples involved in that particular struggle. So that means that anything that we are involved in, man, any type of movement, man, is going to depend on the participation of the masses. And part of that participation would include, especially if you're dealing with an organization that's based upon positive and productiveness, you're going to be dealing with education. So education is going to play a major role in any successful movement, man, that depend, what I'm saying, that's dealing with a large mass of peoples. It's going to be education. It says leadership without active support is as useless as spitting in the wind to aid in putting out a major fire.
Okay, hold on for 1 second. Leadership without active support. And I'm keying in on that because I have a question about that. When they say active support, does that entail the membership as active support or anybody that follows that leadership? Or is it both?
It's both. Because leadership, you looking at the word leadership.
Mm-hmm.
What is the definition of leadership? So we can put it in layman's term, or we can go with the actual definition on what leadership is. So what is leadership?
I say let's deal with the actual definition.
Okay. So if we dealing with the actual definition of leadership, let's see something, man. Let's get this down.
And the only reason I say the actual definition is because I don't want the audience to get confused between opinions and facts. I want to deal with facts first because facts lay the groundwork for all things. So
Okay.
if everybody has a common understanding of what leadership is, then we can begin to deal with leadership from different aspects.
Okay. Leadership. It's a noun.
Mm-hmm.
The actions of leading a group of people or an organization. And it's synonymous with guidance, directions, authority, control, management, superintendence, supervision, organization, government, orchestration, initiative, influence. And so that's what it deals with. It's dealing with leading a group of peoples.
Okay. And forgive me because my brain just does certain things, and it's one of the moments. Because in the blueprint, it expresses how those who have mastered the 6 principles, the 6 laws, became the ruling class or the leadership for their environment or their community.
Okay. So
All right, go
it
ahead.
also says that leadership is the ability to inspire a team to achieve
Mm-hmm.
a certain goal. A team.
Okay,
So let's take that word team and make it synonymous with organization. But that's a team.
gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna say leadership is the ability to inspire an organization to achieve a certain goal.
Okay,
Okay. So the fire in this case, the fire in this case is in the fire, excuse me, the fire in this case is the burning effects of poverty, lost direction, and progressive state of self-destruction. That's the fire. Poverty, lost direction, and progressive state of self-destruction. So without the proper leadership, it says leadership without active support is as useless as spitting in the wind to aid in putting out a major fire. So now we know that poverty, lost direction, and progressive state of self destruction is the fire. So you need the participation. The leadership needs assistance, aid and assistance from those in the group in order to eliminate poverty, lost direction, and the progressive state of self destruction. So it takes all of those who are involved within the ranks and files of that particular group or organization or team, whatever word you want to use, to
mm-hmm.
be active and to participate in order to assist in achieving the goals
Or objectives.
or objectives. Okay.
So
Hmm.
each individual has to show initiative to do that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, what is initiative? But before we get to that, before we get to what initiative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because let me see. I'm gonna keep going here. The same is true with the lack of leadership for the peoples. The same is true with the lack of leadership for the peoples. So if you have a lack of leadership, you're going to receive the same thing: poverty, lost direction, and in the progressive state of self-destruction.
Mm-hmm.
That's with the lack of leadership. Now let's look at today. Let's look across the spectrum. Today, we are suffering, or we have been suffering from a lack of leadership. Because look at the
So
poverty, look at the lost direction, and look at the progressive state of self-destruction that's going on throughout the United States of America.
so let me ask this question.
Yeah,
Leadership without proper support leads to the exact same thing as support without proper leadership.
exactly.
Okay.
It's the same thing. And it says the two must combine to coordinate the movement. Proper leadership and active support. They have to combine. Proper leadership, active support. So both of these has to combine together. Then it gets back and it says, and each part must do its share in reaching the goals of the group. Proper leadership and active support. Both of them has to do their job. What is more important is that the direction of the organization be set forward and that each concerned member adhere to those directions, making the necessary sacrifices required to accomplish the objectives. So let's look at growth and development.
Uh-huh.
All right. What are the objectives of growth and development?
Education, economical, political, social, unity, organization, and security.
Okay. So are those the objectives? But what is the overall objective?
The
These are
over
included in the overall objectives of growth and development. So what is the overall objective?
the overall is growth and development. That's the overall
Exactly.
objective, period.
Exactly. And in order to achieve growth and development, we need individual
Education,
education,
economic.
economical, political, social development, security, unity. We need all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
We need them. So the objectives. Now we finna get to the objectives. We say a group of people organized around the idea of reaching common objective is called an organization. So it says an organization is a unified and consolidated group of people with an executive structure that deals with the well-being of all of its people. It's an executive structure of business and enterprise for the individual and the collective celebration of the group as a whole, right?
Right.
So that's what an organization is. So now everybody has to come together and be surrounded with these objectives of what an organization is. We got to have the same concept and ideology of what an organization is. Without that unity that comes from having a common purpose, that same group of people is qualified as a mob, gang, etc.
Okay, so let me ask this question so I make sure I got clarity on it, right?
Yes.
Each individual must have a common understanding of the objectives of the organization. Now, in order to have that common understanding of the objectives of the organization, it takes education, economical, political, social, and security.
And unity.
And unity.
All standing connected with what?
Love,
Love,
life,
life,
loyalty,
loyalty,
knowledge,
knowledge,
wisdom, and
wisdom, and
understanding.
understanding. It all has to be connected there.
Okay. Okay. So it's safe to say that you and I, as individuals, must utilize our love, life, loyalty, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and unity for the organization and its economical development, educational development, social development, political development, and security development.
Exactly.
For it to be an actual, for lack of a better term or better way to say it, unified existence.
A unified and consolidated group of people.
Okay.
Exactly. So
All
now
right.
watch this here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says, therefore, it is essential that each member realize the objectives of the group. Everybody has to realize the objectives of the group, because if everybody don't realize the objective of the group, then you're going to have some form of dissension, some forms of disunity, disorganization. We all have to be on the same page. One mind, one body, one soul. We all have to have the same common objective. So now that also go, if we all don't have the same common objectives, then that means now you either got to plug in, plug out, or get kicked out, because you become an enemy to the movement.
Okay. So if I'm putting that in context, right? Let's say my strong point is education.
Yes.
That's my individual strong point. But I have to see how my individual strong point benefits the organization or the collective as a whole.
Exactly. Because what do it
And
say in the OS?
we come together as individuals to make the collective.
Yeah, it says everyone must do their share.
Mhm.
Everybody has a responsibility, for we make up the organization as individuals who have come together as a collective. Everyone must do their share. Everybody has a responsibility, for we make up the organization as individuals who have come together as a collective. So we have an individual responsibility and we have a collective responsibility.
Mhm.
To fit, we have an individual responsibility in order to do our part, and we have a collective acceleration to follow the laws and policies that governs the organization, and to go to make the necessary sacrifices for the organization as a whole.
Okay.
You know, so it says, know what it is that inspire the need for unity, and what it is that binds them one to the other. Otherwise, their membership becomes questionable.
Mm. Okay. So based on that, right?
Yep.
Know what it is that inspires unity. Let's just say, as an example, I can inspire unity, right? I can get everybody to come together,
Yep.
but it's not coming together in concerns of growth and development as an organization or growth and development as a teaching. It's coming together under my own individual ideology or my own individual concept. It's still unity, but does that count?
No, because you're not doing it for the collective. You're not doing it for the betterment of the unification of the organization. You're doing it for your own individuality.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? You're not doing it for everybody. That's why it says unity. What do unity means? What is the root word of unity?
You and I being one.
That's right. So that means one. So if you're doing it for something else outside of the collective acceleration of the group as a whole, if it's not about that, then it's not about organization. It's not about the collectiveness. That's not unification. That basically what you're doing, as you basically renegading and clicking up. That's what you're
Mm.
doing, because you're only doing it for you. You're not
Okay,
doing it for the betterment of the whole.
got you. I just want to make sure I was understanding that properly.